okay, tell me about Ryan Mullen. And also he had several different identities, right? Which is why it was impossible for people to find him.
He changed his names, he variated his names, just put it that way. One person variation, but he knew how to camouflage himself within different lifestyles, rich, just camouflage himself in.
So tell me first who he is, and then also tell me how you came into that case.
As a skip tracer, this was before 2014, when I became licensed Texas PI. I was a skip tracer, like, again, working as a contractor for big corporations. And as a contractor, that's legal. You don't have to be licensed. You're employed by each outfit, right? So when I went after Ryan Mullen, a collective agency, Alternative Collections, reached out to me. And I was already helping them with other cases as a skip tracer. Here you go, here you go, here you go. I would find them like eggs. And this one was the big one. This was like, this is the big one, Michelle. We need a yacht. I said, oh my God,
wow,
a yacht.
So they were looking for a yacht. Yeah, to repossess a yacht.
Yeah, they wanted the yacht because apparently this guy had lied to the bank, made fake checks. And this was, this guy had everybody confused that they didn't know where to even start. They're like, here you go. Here's the jacket. Figure it out.
Right. And he was a scammer, a fraudster.
Yeah, he was a fraudster, 100%.
And they were trying to get the yacht so they could repay some of his debts, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was able, the check was fraud. Everything he did and presented to these people, financial statements, fraud.
Right.
Made up.
Right. So I was reading about this case because of your involvement in it, but he would present himself, he'd have different identities, but usually he'd present himself as a very, very wealthy man. I mean, the typical fraudster, right? Very wealthy, who's interested in doing some sort of business deal with you. And then he even gets people to pretend to be his bankers.
Yep.
And
he would make calls from the bank.
Yeah.
Because he would say, oh, my phone's not working. Can I use your phone number? So he would be like, this is the credit department. Yes, so-and-so. Okay. He would be the person to
actually calling
confirm
from the bank.
Yes.
Pretending that he was somebody that worked at the bank.
Yep.
And telling the people that he was trying to swindle.
Yeah. Are you been trying to call me? Yes. Yes, I'm the so-and-so. Yes. Ryan Mullen is a very good customer.
He has hundreds of thousands of dollars in our bank.
Good to go. He's a great client. Boom. Confirmed. And then he gets a call from the person that he's trying to get the money from. Like, hey, everything's good. We just got a call from the bank. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Come get it.
Great. So, it's like you're a catch me if you can character as they come.
And he said that was his favorite movie.
Of course
his mama told me. His mommy actually told me.
Really?
She called me.
Wow.
I think she already passed away.
Yeah.
But she called me and she goes, I need for you to get him and put him away.
Okay, so tell me, so then you started looking into this case, and realized this guy is insane.
Yeah. It was exciting.
Yeah.
At that time, I get a call from Randall Sullivan, the one and only Randall Sullivan, the one who wrote the article.
Okay.
And he says, hi, I'm so-and-so Randall Sullivan. And I'm like, okay. And I've gotten offers and calls before from other people and writers and stuff like that. But that lifestyle didn't interest me. And I'm like, what can I help you? He goes, I'm so-and-so. I'm Randall Sullivan. I've called and around and I'm looking for a skip tracer because I'm writing a book or writing an article. I said, well, you want to do this for real? I said, I'm going to New Orleans. I'm going to be there in about 2 days. Really? I said, yep, this is the case.
Right. So this was a writer who wanted to do a story about you and was then following you around during your cases. And it happened to be exactly at the time that you were doing
perfect
the Ryan,
timing.
Mullen
God
case.
knows his ways.
Right.
I said, okay, well, I'm going to be in NOLA. I'm leaving already in 2 days. I'm going after this guy. This is this, and I gave him the whole scoop. He goes, I'll be there. He was there before me.
Oh.
So I drive with my security and I went.
Oh, you were traveling with security?
Yeah, I went.
Do you always travel with security?
Sometimes, and sometimes I don't because I have DEA. I have a lot of network
contacts.
I have a big network. So
and why is it?
If I go like, I don't like the attention.
Right.
If I need to go and do a recon, I'm going to go and check it out and say, okay, I'm going to need 2 or 3 eyes with me.
Right.
And I need somebody to deflect attention from me. So either I'm going to go and sell chiclets, I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to have my kitty cat with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have something to distract.
Yeah. And that is important to have security because you never know, right? These
Right.
people can be armed. They're
You don't
usually
know.
angry in this situation. So you never know. Right. Okay. So you got your security, you're driving down.
And I go to NOLA and I already have my triangles set out. I already did all my skip work. And I'm like, I'm going to get this guy. And then I get a call from the U.S. Marshals, Mr. Chesby. He goes, Gomez, when you get this guy, I want to get him. I need to get him arrested. I said, for what? For a boat? He goes, no, he's wanted by the government. I said, I didn't know that. I had no idea on this other side of the jacket. Right. And I go, what's going on? He goes, he stole $2 million from the government. He's wanted. We need to get him. And he goes, well, I'm going to Marathon. I said, to the Keys? He goes, yeah, that's where he's going. I said, good luck. He's not there. Why not? I said, he's not there. I already called Harbor. I called Harbor Police. I know he's not there.
So you're already...
I already knew his printing.
Right.
I had the printing, the tow guy. I had his finance. And I had all of them squared away, and I got a hold of the finance guy. And when I got a hold of him, I threatened him. I said, look, you're going to go down with him. You either be a good father that you are. I said, I know you're Catholic. I said, and I know your daughter's sick. Oh, wow. I said, so if you want to live to see your daughter live and not be in jail, you better start talking.
Wow. So this was a guy, he was his partner, basically.
One of his partners. It's 3 legs.
Okay.
A scammer will always have 3 legs. And they work in triangles.
Huh.
You will never do this alone.
Huh.
It's impossible. Unless you're super badass. But a scammer will have a triangle. And it's compromise of a triangle. You got your feet, you got your finance, and you got your movers.
Okay.
And your main one is in the middle.
Huh.
And that's Ryan Mullen.
Okay. And so you got hold of this guy.
I got hold of the guy, and I looked at him. He had me going in circles, and I saw a rosary on his rearview mirror, and I knew he was going to the hospital to see his daughter because she was dying.
Oof.
And she was a little girl.
Oh, so
I said, "You're Catholic, right?" He goes, "Yep." I said, "Well, I'm Catholic too." I said, "And you need to think long and hard before you make your next move." I said, "Because if you want to see your daughter live, and you want to see her prosper and get out of this situation that she's in medically, I suggest you be a good father, and you think on this really good." I said, "Because you're going down today if I go get Mullen." He had me go a whole hour and a half in circles.
Wow.
He wanted Mullen to get away.
Oh, he was trying to...
divert the time so that I could lose him.
Right.
Well, me and Randall hauled ass to that location and we found him.
Wow. And he was in a big mansion.
He was in a big, huge, beautiful white plantation. In the back had another boathouse.
Right.
His big boat was secured with ropes and everything. And he was already unleashing.
To leave. To skip
on
town.
the Bayou Tash.
Right. And that plantation and that big, beautiful house was owned by another guy called Bloom.
Mr. Gary Bloom.
Who he was trying to swindle us all. Well, right?
Yeah,
he had convinced this
over
rich man that he was also very rich and he was trying to steal his money, essentially.
He had something to do with banks in Florida. He was the owner of banks, something like that.
Right. I remember the description when I was reading the article. This guy Bloom was then quoted like that Ryan Mullen would present himself as being really knowledgeable, as having like dozens of Rolls Royces, which are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that he got a call from the banker pretending to be, which was actually Ryan
Mr.
Mullen
Gary
himself.
Bloom, I said, "You're so intelligent. You're a banker.
Yeah.
How can you have been swindled?" He goes, "Michelle, it's the conversation." Right. He knew the words. That's how we talk.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. Well, like every scammer, they know the lingo.
Yeah.
And it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
And he was going to buy that plantation.
From him or pretend.
Yeah, because
Ryan was
trying to
pretending
sell it. He had two other big plantations.
Right.
Down the street, Gary Bloom well off.
Right.
And
wow.
When I get a hold of Ryan Mullen, I approach him. I'm in shorts.
Oh wow.
Flip-flops. It was so funny, the plantation police, I call them the plantation police in that area. They were in these like Gomer Pyle jumpers, like they were gonna they look like airmen. And I'm like, where are y'all going? And it was just so funny to me. And I'm like, he goes, who are you? I said, here's my paperwork. Here's the warrant. Here's this and here's that. I gave him all the documentation. I said, he goes, let us get ready. I'm like, you're not ready. You're a policeman. You're supposed to be ready all the time. This is your job. They were in their little gears and they all come and there's like an army man coming to the property. And I was already had this guy, I had, what do you call it when they deputize me?
Yeah.
He goes, you're deputized. I read him his rights. He goes, who the hell are you? And I'm like,
so wait,
Gomez.
Where was he when you first arrived? Where he was
on the deck.
He was just sitting on the deck?
No, he had the string, the rope, unleashing the boat.
Oh, he was unleashing the boat.
Ready to go.
Right.
He was ready to go. And I got deputized. I read him his rights.
Wow. And
Randall filmed it.
And he said, who the hell are you? And what did he say?
Goes, who the hell are you? And like, I'm this little tiny girl with this guy. He's a big guy. He had a dog with him. And I said, are you Ryan Patrick Mullen? He goes, no. And I had my binder out. I showed him his photo. He goes, that's me, but that's not my name. I'm like, whatever your name is. I said, I know you're Ryan Patrick Mullen. I said, you're under arrest.